From a point X on this school compound, John is 100 meters away on a bearing north 35 degree east, and Peter is 80 meters away on a bearing south 55 degree west. How far apart are the boys? That's one. Two, what is the bearing of Peter from John? So today we are going to answer the second question, which says, what is the bearing of Peter from John? So let's go. Now, if you haven't watched my last episode, which is episode 10 on bearing, please try as much as possible to watch that, because if you don't go through that, you may not understand what I'm doing here, okay? Yeah, so in my last episode, we calculated the distance between the two boys, between Peter and John, and we arrived at 133.8. And recall this total angle here gave us 160 degrees. Okay, so today we want to answer the second part of the question that says find the bearing of Peter from John. Now recall it said Peter from John, so which means that the bearing is coming from John. So we come to John and we are going to construct our four cardinal points there: north, south, east, and west. Now also recall that before we arrived at this 160, we were able to we had a diagram that looks like this. So here gave us 35, recall that, and then here gave us 55 in our last video. So this we now added to the angles here, which gave us 160. So we are going to continue from there. Now if you look at this is an alternate angle, so which means here will also be 35. Can you see that? And remember that here is 90, here is 90. So this whole place, these two angles will give us 180. Now recall that the bearing is always taken from the north and moving in a clockwise direction. So I'm going to take the bearing north and then clockwise till I get to the point connecting your John, which is J, and P, and that's the bearing, and that's the angle we are looking for. So we are looking for this whole turn here, this whole angle. This is the bearing of Peter from John. That's this whole angle here. So we have 90. So that bearing now, which is bearing of Peter from John, P from J, that's 90 plus 90, which is 180 plus 35. And then plus this angle here, remember 90, 90, 35, then this angle here. So we don't know what this angle is, so let's call it theta. So plus theta, and then we are going to find theta now, and when we get theta, we add it up, and that gives us the entire bearing which we are looking for, okay? So we are going to find theta using the sine rule, okay? So using our sine rule now, sine rule, we have these two angles complete, the side and the angle and the side. So we are going to use x. So we are going to have x over sine x is equal to j over what? Sine j. And my x this time is 133.8 all over sine x. My x is what? 160. So let me put it sine 160. My small j, which is 80, all over sine j. My sine j now is theta. So this theta is what I'm actually looking for. So if I cross multiply here, I'm going to have that sine theta times 133.8 will be equal to, remember this and this, I'm multiplying, so I'm also times this and this, 80 times sine 160. And then from here, I'm going to have that sine theta is equal to 80 sine 160 divided by 133.8. And if you use your calculator on this is going to give us 0.20445. Okay, so that's my sine theta. Okay, don't know if this part is going to be, if you can see it. Okay, maybe I should write it here. So which means that my sine theta is this. So if my sine theta is this, it therefore implies that my theta will be sine inverse of this 0.2045. That's going to be my sine theta. Okay, so that's going to be my theta rather, and therefore from there my theta sine inverse of this, my theta is going to give us 1.8 degrees. With your calculator, that will help you to get it faster. So if I substitute my value of theta here, my bearing now will give me 226.8. By the time I substitute this value of theta for this and add this up, this is going to be my bearing. So we have answered the question. The bearing of Peter from John, this entire angle here, gives us what? 226.8 degrees. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Have a good day.